Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 420, the Stoner episode. I'm one of your hosts, Random Dave.
I'm another host, Mo.
I'm another host, Adriel.
And I'm another host, Kyle.
I appreciate that Kyle has the psychedelic lighting going on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's real lighting going on there.
Trippy.
Yeah.
That is super fantastic. So, where was I? Oh, yeah, I'm hosting. What We Did in Guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. And I don't have the website up because I have failed, but apparently Beretta Days is September 4th, so go get a Beretta.
Weekend.
It is this weekend.
Go shoot a Beretta.
Yeah, go shoot. There we go.
There, yeah.
Some musical accompaniment.
Stoner Day. Gotta have a djembe.
A drum? Did you mispronounce drum? Is that what you're trying to say?
It is an African drum. It's a djembe or djembe. I don't know how to pronounce it, not being African and not wanting to appropriate anybody's
Yeah, I
language.
would have called that a conga drum.
No, congos are much smaller, and there's two of them.
Okay.
So this is a.
Dave, are you a secret drum nerd?
No, I bought
No?
this because I wanted to learn to play it, and then I kind of tinkered with it a little bit, and then, like most of my hobbies, I ran out of time and effort and interest, and so it's
Abandoned it.
in my room. Pretty much, I did the same
Something
thing
else.
with the guitar. Yep, I learned to play Smoke on the Water and the guitar in grade 8, and then that was the end of that.
That's very appropriate for this episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest of you can introduce yourselves, or
We did.
oh wait, we already
went
did that.
through
bit.
all that. Yeah.
Short-term memory loss.
It is.
Memory
It's
loss.
one of the signs. It's one of the signs.
It
Stoner
is the stoner episode.
Friggin' potheads.
Kelly is right now just screaming at her phone, going, "What are you people doing?" Excellent.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Turn it down. Yeah, what are you people doing? There'll be no show next week when I get back. I hate you all. Anyhow, what I did in guns this week, I sold. It's been a couple weeks. So I sold my SVT 40 to a nice young fellow named Owen from Toronto. Not his real name, RCMP. Note this. Yes, sold legally, no problems, and sold a pistol as well. So I filled in the transfer on Monday, and I'd be interesting to see how long it takes. I have no idea what we're waiting these days, but I did have to sit on hold for 35-ish minutes, and then got to listen to the lovely thing about due to recent changes in the Canadian Firearms Act, you're no longer required to register non-restricted. So I don't think anybody's updating their phone system. Maybe they don't have any budget for it or COVID. I don't know, but that change happened a few months ago. That's been a while.
They talk about you don't need a transfer either. It's just attached to your license. And you don't need an ATT. It's just attached to your license. But it's like, but there's also conditions, and I don't get an AT for T for some of the other stuff.
Yeah, I just don't think they're updating things. So
No.
whatever. I just have to wait on that, and I don't know. I told the guy we just have to wait, so he had to phone, and then he had to sit on hold for 30 minutes as well. So so that was fun. Attended the Wasaga Beach paintball. We had Donna Langman on a little while ago as a guest, so they had their big game 2 weeks ago, last weekend, and it went really well. Fantastic day, and listener Dave came up and said hi to me, gave him a Slamfire patch, so that was kind of cool that I had one of those floating around. So thanks for coming up and saying hi, Dave. That was awesome to meet you.
Right on.
Yeah, so that was fun. Adriel, what have you been up to?
I was not here last week, so a couple of things. Last week I was trying to prep my house for sale. I want more space. So I was doing that, moving stuff, mostly moving. I like the drums accompaniment. It's very nice, light in the background sound there. So I've been moving a bunch of stuff. I transferred all my guns. Transfer for me, like rapid fire, transferring like, I don't know, half a dozen here, half a dozen there kind of a thing. 2 day transfer time.
Holy
1 day
crap.
for some of the stuff, 2 day for the rest of it. Before I got the transfer notice, that's okay.
Well, you are in Alberta, so they apparently actually work. Like, I don't like. To me, these transfers should be them looking it up in the database while you're on the phone, pulling down your field owner, moving that over to previous owner. Probably does it automatically anyway, and just adding the new owner, clicking apply, and saying thanks for calling. Have a nice day.
Should just be a website. Then no one should even have this
That
job.
sounds way too simple. Way.
Hey,
You're not
blacksmith.
flagged. You're not flagged. You're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I already own 10 handguns. Well, we need to send that to your CFO for
Yeah.
additional screening. For what? What are they doing?
Yeah, the 11th one is going to be the difference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I honestly don't know what they're doing other than keeping union employees employed. Like I cannot figure out what else they might be doing.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Anywho, my transfers went through quick.
Now, you suck.
Sold my NP22, transferred it. Moving and would like to move less stuff, taking reasonable offers on a Terra TM9 and Winchester Wildcat 22. Core Aviation Gel Cups. I know I shared this on our group. I don't know if I shared it with the Slamfire radio crew, but I did a video on it too. The thick cups. Look at them. Oh,
I saw your post. Yeah, those are like 2 inches thick. Why are they so thick? How big is your head?
So comfortable, Dave. So comfortable. They just melt around your eyewear, and they're so comfortable. I had these out at a Mapleseed. They're a little bit crinkly. They got a little bit of crinkle to them.
Oh, that's nice.
A little bit. So if you move your head or something like that, you hear a little bit of crinkle, but I don't know. Who cares? It was half the price of the regular one, and cool.
Did you get them off Wish?
Amazon?
Yeah.
Amazon.
Also good. From China?
Made, I don't know. They came too quick to come from China, I think. But ultimately, yes, everything comes from China. So
yeah, that is valid. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've been keeping my boy busy with video editing. Some of them are ones I've done, and some of the ones I got him to do. But I did a video on a 3-gun match with Ian Runkle. So he and I shot a couple of matches together, and I did a video of him and I just going back and forth, looking at some match footage and that kind of thing.
Literally a range lawyer.
Yeah.
Literal range lawyer. Meprolite MX3 magnifier, the gel cups for the Howard Light, and the Peltor Tacticals. I found some cheap versions for both. So like typical gel cups are $50. I found some versions that are for the $20 to $30 range, which is cheaper. Review on the Howard Light Impact Sport.
Love
This
those
is a
things.
Stava P10. The RDB, the Double Alpha Lynx belt, and the Type 81. So I just
Holy crap, dude. Wow.
well, a lot of this is like I gotta get these guns out of my house, but I haven't done a review on them. I've been shooting them and stuff. I just need to like get it done. So
Gotcha.
I've been getting it done.
If you're selling the Type 81, let's talk.
It is gone.
Well, I'm more important. So. And I have the cool
Actually-
shirt. Look into my shirt, Adriel. Sell me the gun.
Almost everything's gone. Like the only stuff I have is stuff that I have to keep for now, or stuff that Mapleseed stuff, because I've got a Mapleseed coming up this weekend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I want to have the house clear for showings and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think after last Thursday, I played a little bit of Tarkov with Kyle.
Yeah.
Got in
it was
there.
after the episode last week. Yeah.
Did some gaming. Good times had by all. We survived most of the time.
Hey,
Yeah.
I survived my first PMC run.
Nice.
Gotta have a guide. Gotta have a Sherpa in there for your first couple of runs. Figure it out. I went to there we go. Yeah, dump. I went to Bonnieville this weekend for a Mapleseed. There were wasps everywhere, so it's been dry. So this is how it is in Alberta. If it's wet, mosquitoes. So wet years, you'll be inundated with like all the mosquitoes. If it's dry, wasps. And this year is very, very, very dry. There's wasps everywhere in Alberta. It's just covered with them, and the range is no exception. So they were everywhere. I got stung. No one else did. I was the only one unlucky
Well, that's good.
to get stung yet. It's still itchy.
Better the staff gets stung than the guests.
Well, it got me thinking. Like, I hope no one's allergic or anything like that. Yeah. But I mean, I guess if you're allergic, like
You'd
you
say
have to carry
something.
around your own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, then you
carry
should
around an
say
EpiPen or something like that. Yeah. We had a biathlon youth shooter just smash it. Did a 240.
I saw that 240.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
And we upgraded a couple of our IITs to instructors and shot their hats, and that was really cool. The kid, he shot both hats, and he had like a couple extra rounds like sitting on his mat, so he grabbed one extra round and he shot the button off the hat at 25.
Nice.
Right in the middle of the button too.
Wow.
Very impressive.
Very nice.
Yeah. And so now we've got a couple more instructors here in Alberta, and we also upgraded one of our instructors to shoot boss. So Tom's now ready to
That's
shoot
awesome.
boss. Yeah, it's super awesome because it's gonna make it a lot easier for us to do a lot more events, because
Good.
like right now I'm moving. It's hard for me to, do lots of stuff, but if we've got 2 or 3 of us, we can do a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can all stay married, hopefully, right? That's the dream.
That's the goal.
Yeah. That's expensive. It cuts into the gun budget when that doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so this weekend I've got the Drumheller Mapleseed. So that's coming up. That's going to be good. I got a package in from Wolverine Supplies. Speaking of the 420 Stoner episode, this groovy ammo is compostable. Compostable. You could practically eat this stuff. You shouldn't, because it's filled with lead. But you can practically eat it.
Yeah, don't be eating
it.
So it's compostable, much like your targets.
Except for the brass and the lead.
Yeah, the lead's not composed. Brass decomposes. This is not plastic. This hull and the wadding there is not plastic either. It's I pulled one out, and it is this. It's not fiber, but it's like some sort of plant-based material that will decompose naturally.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome.
I think the advantage there is if you're I actually stopped shooting clays out of my parents' place because the wads get everywhere, and they got like plastic wads all over your property, and it looks like crap, right? And the shell hulls and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could shoot some of this stuff out there and not feel so bad about it. Or the clays will decompose.
There you go.
These shells will decompose.
What's the pricing like on it?
I don't know. More than regular shells.
Like,
I will find that out. I will find that out when I do my full review. I just got these today.
Say, are they like steel prices or?
I don't know. I didn't take a look.
But you'll feel better, man.
Mm-hmm.
And David Suzuki suddenly likes shotguns. Who knew?
Well, one of the other thing that was interesting to me is for 3-gun. So this is number 8. It's 1.25 ounces of lead instead of 1.125 ounces. And the velocity is pretty stanky too. 1263.
That's all right.
Some hot stuff in there. Yeah, so like in 3-gun, you would think like I'll get the light recoiling stuff, but we have a lot of targets that you need to knock over or spin or something like that. So we do need more lead on target. You can't go to you can't shoot like a steel target with a slug at close range or something like that. You have to use birdshot. So
could.
Once, yeah, you get DQ'd on the stage. But so typically I run 1.125 ounces, not like 1 ounce or 7/8 or something. 1.125 ounces is typically the cheapest heavy stuff you can find, but 1.25 ounces, a little bit extra on the target there. Yeah, and I think that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna go to another Mapleseed this weekend, and it is going to be fantastic because Drumheller is really nice. And,
love Drumheller. That's a beautiful range.
Yeah,
nice people too.
Yeah, range is great, and their setup's really good. It's going to be a great time.
The only thing I noticed missing on their range is they really need to throw some dinosaurs up.
Just
because
dinosaurs on their range in Drumheller.
Just cause. What's that?
I said they don't have dinosaurs on their range in Drumheller.
None that I saw. I was actually disappointed.
Yeah, that would be disappointing. Yeah,
I know. Just on the building or something. Well, yeah, they might get shot.
They probably
one dinosaur, just one dinosaur.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Like no dinosaurs.
You have one downtown.
Other than Doug. Doug was there, so
who knows? Maybe they're buried in the berms.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, you're uncovering them. You're helping to uncover them every time you shoot.
Nice. Mo, what'd you get up to this week?
It was a fairly light week for me. It was the first time I didn't have a weekend match in almost a couple of months. So it was odd not to be going somewhere on a Saturday to actually shoot a match. So I have my the Quebec provincials this weekend. I'm going to be leaving
big.
tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's going to be my first level 3. So I focused on I focused on my dry fire this week. And I was looking over the stages, and there's a couple where there's a door on one, and then there's a port. What do you call it? A gate or whatever when you open it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
trap door or something like that. Yeah.
Trapped. Yeah. So I was practicing because I remember that one stage I did a month or two ago. I guess I got a little bit of a warning because of sweeping. I guess when I was reaching and then having the pistol near my hand. So I actually practiced that this week. So just to get a habit of keeping the gun away from my hand and keeping them separate, and then bringing the gun forward. So I was working on that.
Good idea.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was working on some movement stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm shooting Sunday, but I'm going to be going tomorrow morning to work in the afternoon, and then going to work on Saturday as well. And that's going to be at the Valcartier military base near Quebec City. So that should be good. And
they run 3-gun matches there every once in a while. You should try one of those.
Do they really?
Yeah, Valcartier is the only place in Quebec that runs 3-gun.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know that.
It would make sense. They make their own rules, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Cartier is where they do CQB matches too.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
Anything fun?
Yeah.
All the fun happens there. Yeah. So I've never been there. Apparently, like when you have to obviously register when you get in, and then there's a bit of a drive on the grounds because it's got to be a pretty big place, right? So I'm gonna go early to scope it out and stuff, and
so
see how it goes.
They're letting you drive on the grounds because I think when they had IPSC Nationals there, they actually had to bus onto site.
Yeah.
No, apparently we were given instructions to the distances between the ranges and stuff, and so we're allowed
Don't
to drive
onto the bombing range.
No,
Don't.
Is that a bad idea? Okay.
People get grumpy.
Right.
All right. I'm not going to go any.
At work, we got guys working on the Cold Lake Air Weapons Range. Don't know if I'd want to be them, but
I'm not going anywhere I'm not supposed to. I'm not going to.
Don't step on any logs.
Yeah. The only other thing is I talked to my friend Louis. His wife attended the Ladies' Day at Eastern Ontario. So I had a little chat with her because I wanted to get a recap of how it went. And she told me it was great. It was so organized and she had a great time. And she was saying that like all the ladies had a great time, and people talking about I mean, it was a mix. She's an experienced shooter. She's shot before, so she's not new to guns. But of course, it was a mix of people where you had brand new shooters there, and people were excited and talking about getting their licenses. So definitely made me happy to hear that, right? And that's really it for me. How about you, Kyle?
Not a lot this week. Work's been busy. I didn't get my project finished last week to go out hunting. I did finally, because I remember talking a few months ago about those shell catches from J. Kenny & Co. for my shotgun. Well, in that same order, I had checked out one of their Damascus bolt handles. And so that finally come in. And it is pretty nice. It's Damascus, and it's pretty big. So I got a Terran Tactical one, which is one of the bigger ones beforehand. And see if I can get this. So where they go in, yeah, I'm blocking it. So this is not working out. So there we go.
This is what you get for wearing the funny glasses.
Yeah,
it does stick out. Yeah,
like that's.
Wow.
See if I can line it up, because so
beefy.
When it's in the shotgun, like it's
that's it right
pretty
there. Yeah,
good size.
Yeah,
neat.
So stick that in the shotgun. That'll be good. And Waiting for the fields to dry because I was going to actually go out tonight after the show for moose because the land that I usually go get my moose at, there was 5 spotted the other night out in the field, but we've just had a few days of straight rain and can't make it out there. So hopefully I'm going to make it out tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll dry out enough. And then I'm planning to hit the bush Sunday and Monday because Saturday I'm down at the range for working on the rifle ranges. And that's basically it for me.
I was looking at, they've got charging handles on, not charging handle, a charging handle extension for AKs on AliExpress. And I was considering getting one of those for my boy's shotgun because it's a sleeve that goes over the charging handle. It's got a little like Allen key on it. Oh, I should pull it up.
It's probably $1.25.
Yeah, it's really cheap. Charging handle, that one. Yes.
Well, what shotgun's your son using?
Pardus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like what the heck is that?
What is that?
Artists.
Yeah, that's the right
Part of
answer.
this, part of that.
Turkish.
Yeah. So this is the doohickey right here. So
Okay.
yeah, it's just like it's got a little Allen key on there, so it just slips on your charging handle, and then you Allen key it tight. I think that'll work. I think that'll work.
$3 worth a shot.
$2 shipping too.
Yeah,
I should buy 2.
you should.
Or 3. Anyone else in Alberta want one of these? Just reach out to me and we'll do a group buy. I'll buy like a couple of them.
Yeah, I think our Taliban listeners might be interested in those now that they've taken the country.
Yeah.
They'll need a few. With a D, what did Sean say? The Pardus is the gun he butchered with a D. I think he means Dremel years ago.
So that one I sold, and this one is the 20 gauge. So this one is my boy's 20 gauge one. I also butchered it a little bit. I cut the stock down to give a shorter length of pull. I am going to I put a extended bolt release on it, and next I'm going to do whenever I move to my new place, I'm going to do the loading port and extended charging handle, AK style. I don't know, other nonsense. Match saver probably.
Yeah,
and more nonsense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
And more nonsense.
And more nonsense. It's all nonsense, but it's fun nonsense. So
three-gun shotguns are like nothing else. You can't use them. They're not great for hunting or anything like that, but they're fantastic for the sport.
No, I had somebody bring a fancy. What the hell was it? It was the one that Trevor used to run, that Remington.
Versamax?
Versamax, yeah, one of those. It's got like a charging handle on the size of it that's roughly the size of a mid-century Buick. like, how do you do anything with this? And he's like, well, I can't. It gets caught on everything, and you can't drag it around because it's too long and too heavy.
Yeah.
So
I throw a 28-inch barrel on my M2 and go goose hunting with that. Works just perfect.
Get that quick load too.
Yep. Well, you got to bring a shell caddy out. Get the auto lefter. There you go. 2 rounds. There you go.
Nice. Nice. All right. Upcoming events. Upcoming events is sponsored by Telos Alpha. Telos Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively in the firearms vertical. They help with business practices, strategic planning, websites, e-commerce, and battling the stigma the industry carries with banks, merchant processors, and social media. Learn more at telosalpha.com. And we have some upcoming Mapleseeds in Winnipeg. Sign up at mapleseedrifleman.com. And do that quickly because they fill up really fast. Who's running the ones in Winnipeg?
September 12th.
There you go. Who runs the ones out of Winnipeg?
Ryan is going to. Maybe Rick. Rick might be running that one. Rick's doing his cross-country tour, but we have shoot bosses in Saskatchewan, BC, New Brunswick, Ontario, all over the place.
Nice.
We are prolific. There's also one coming up, Medicine Hat, September 18th. That's also on the website.
Good.
Awesome. Ladies' Days. Stay tuned for announcements from Kingston, Cambridge, and others. Kelly will undoubtedly be posting those on Facebook. So if you follow Kelly, you'll see him, or CCFR, or any of the other groups that she's in. MP3G team 3-gun match in Peace River, October 2nd and 3rd. $160 a team. Is at $160 per team. Contact Steve O on the MP3. 3 people per team.
No.
Adriel's typing.
Two people per team.
2 people per team.
2 people per team.
Okay. Contact Steve O on the MP 3-gun Facebook page to register.
Yeah, and with that, I'd like to add that if people are thinking about going, try and register and pay as soon as possible, because I know like Steve likes to use the money from registration to help build that prize table up. So,
Cool.
Excellent. Get in, register, get some of your money back, maybe, and have fun.
Have fun.
we got
News.
one on Facebook. Actually, we got another event on Facebook that just a comment showed up. King of 2 Miles, September 10th to the 12th. Sean Hindman just posted that.
Thanks, Sean.
Hindman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, Sean. Where the hell's that shot?
Actually, where that
Edson?
no,
2
that's
miles.
in Alberta. Yeah. Edson's 1,600 meters. So it's only a mile.
We have, I guess 338s and stuff like that.
Why do I think that it's north of Edmonton?
RFMA. That's at the Rob Furlong location. Near Edmonton, but like not quite.
Cool. That'd be fun. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Rob Furlong Marksmanship Academy is what Sean says. So go Google that if you want to go. And if you have anything left that'll shoot that far. News. The Liberal Party of Canada, yay, has released their platform finally, and they've got a big bid on gun control. So they're going to not allow the buyback anymore. They're going to make you de-watt or turn in your gun. And I think the way I saw it was the government will pay to have it de-watted.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
sorry. You'll pay to have
Will pay.
at the government's expense is what I thought I saw.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nice they have so much money that they got not from taxpayers.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And they were earmarking $800 million for that now, right?
They're not even getting it from taxpayers. It's in deficit. They're borrowing it.
That's true.
From your
Yeah.
kids.
They're just printing it, and there it is. Yeah.
So budget $800 million, probably not counting any administrative costs and all that good stuff. So we're probably at least double that. So probably $1.6 to $2 billion.
Yeah.
And that's a lot more than what did they say originally, $150 million for the whole deal?
They were pretty cagey on numbers.
Yeah.
They remember the whole debacle around like, oh, the long gun registry will cost us $20 million. And like,
Ta-da.
one or $2 billion later.
Yeah. So I don't imagine that will be cheap. So let's pray that they get their asses kicked. No more long gun mags that hold more than 5 rounds, period. And reading around the way it was worded, it sounded to me like 30-round body mags would not be acceptable. You had to have a permanent 5-round mag or like
permanent
or something.
Permanent,
Like,
but like
pins were no longer good enough.
I didn't hear that. Like pins are considered permanent because they're like they dictate what's permanently modified in the current regulations.
Yeah.
So for a polymer bodied mag, you could use metal or epoxy and plastic. In a metal body mag, it has to be a metal thing that you're putting in. So in a metal mag, I believe pinning it is considered permanent.
Okay, yeah. The first article I had read when I first saw that said that pinning was no longer going to be accepted.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And that's what I wondered, if they were just going to do the model they've done some other places and just said you cannot have a mag that was originally manufactured to hold more than 5 rounds.
I don't think they could. Like, even if you take this at the most like ridiculous that it will be, the most ridiculous is like 5-round period for rimfire, centerfire, shotgun, PCC. It's all 5 rounds. That would be the most ridiculous you could do it.
Yeah.
And not very well thought out.
Well,
it doesn't have to be
shocking.
though. Like
Shocking.
it's the Liberal Party. They don't have to think it out. Although
Cracking down on high capacity magazines, which you did in the 1990s and had no effect on anything, but whatever. Plays well with the public, right?
Yeah, and I think if they don't clarify, they're going to cheese off a bunch of hunters because If you tell Hunter is like, hey, your Kui 64, you're going to need to pin that to 5. And your Lee Enfield, your 303, you're going to need to pin that to 5 as well. People are going to be like, what the hell? Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. So they may lose some Hunter if they don't clarify and say like, whoa, this is just centerfire, semi-auto, assault style weapons. If they don't say anything like that, they're gonna lose Hunter votes.
I had a friend who essentially said, well, all I have is lever actions and pump action shotguns, so why would I give
lever
it down?
action 30-30 is going to need a pin in it because it holds more than 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I told him. He's like, well, that's bullshit. I'm like, well, New Zealand model, they said everything. So people had to take their antiques and like pin the tube mags and just mangle the guns or throw them out.
Ouch.
Get rid of the guns. So I'm thinking they're going to go full stupid on this if they get back in. I really think they will.
Yeah.
They have in the past. Like they've only had like in terms of like gun restriction, small gun restrictions recently. Their previous 2 platforms, like before 2015, like Ignatiev and Dion, both ran on just banning all semi-autos and then banning all handguns separately. So this is small. This is very small potato stuff for how fast the liberals typically want to ban stuff. Anyways, I hope it raises the ire of a lot of hunters.
Tell all your friends. Yeah. Because hey, you've also got your 1022, right?
Mm-hmm. Everyone should care.
Everyone. How do you pin those? You can't. I don't know how you pin those. So yeah, they should piss everyone off. Mm-hmm. And they're talking about giving the provinces $1 billion to implement or cities, I guess, to implement a handgun ban, which is an interesting one because you pass a bylaw and then they pull the registration certificates for those people, send them a letter saying, sell your house and get the hell out of town. So what do they need $1 billion for? I think it's either just to look
bribery.
Good, or maybe it'll be, you've banned handguns. Here's a couple $100,000 to help you out. Just put it into general revenue. That was my other thought.
They've taken things that are outside of their jurisdiction and put it in their jurisdiction. I don't really agree with the direction, but like the abortion thing in New Brunswick is a good example of taking something that should be like a provincial health mandate. How many clinics do we need? We think 2. Feds think 3. All feds pull funding that they're giving funding to the rest of the provinces. They're effectively taking money away from that province by not giving it back to them. So like they are able to use that technique to increase the scope of what jurisdiction they have beyond what they reasonably should be. Because like provinces are responsible for this kind of stuff. This municipal handgun ban, for example, provinces are actually ultimately responsible for it. But the feds can exert some control by saying, we're going to take minimum $1 billion from everyone. And if you want some of it back, you need to do what we want you to do, which is implement a handgun ban.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing. Even the anti-gunners are pissed off at that one.
I don't know if they care. There's so much money being thrown around right now. GT's like throwing around all kinds of like $1 billion this, $2 billion for that. Yeah, it's all just flying around. I don't know if people care or not. If they see what's happening. Not even the
money on that, but it's the patchwork nature of it, right? So then the city politicians in Toronto were going, well, they didn't ban guns in Caledon, so this is why we still have gang shootings. So then I think that's the excuse for the feds to then go, well, we're going to have to ban handguns everywhere because crime just continues.
And they can't just do it all at once or else they would have nothing for the next election cycle.
That is true. Yeah. We must remain in fear and they can save us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Total bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyhow, why is Chaz closed temporarily?
The exec was talking to lawyers, so they'll let us know once they're done talking to him.
Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
Sounds interesting, yeah.
Chaz is like risk averse when it comes to stuff like this, so their default is always to talk to lawyers. And we learned that from like working with the CFO. Why play ball when you can just get a lawyer to make them not do whatever nonsense they're trying to make you do? So that's Chaz generally uses lawyers for things. I think it's the right move because why bother? Why bother? Why a bunch of volunteers? Why bother like doing all this hard stuff? Get the lawyers to like attack.
Well, that's what they do. So
yeah. It's a better way of doing. Like anytime the stakes are high, get the person paid for it.
And they know a lot of angles that you would never think of, and how things work. So that's
able
cool
to navigate weird stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right, and what are we gonna do? CCFR legal fund donations. We're done with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know why that's.
There was the Rod funding thing, but I think he's fully funded, so he's got all the money he needs for his cancer treatments now.
Yeah, fully funded. They said 70 hours, something like that. So.
Yeah, like 60 hours, and then anything extra is actually going to be donated in Rod's name to the legal fund.
Excellent.
Yeah,
very excellent.
Go Gunnies! You guys are awesome. Not the monsters that the media and the government say that you are. Turns out we're actually caring, lovely people.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Imagine that we're just like everyone else. We're just nice people. Miracle.
Did they say anything about M1s? Well, I mean that five round mag thing will apply to M1s, I guess. You just use a 5-round M blocks. I got 5-round M blocks. You can make them. You can just dremel up an 8-rounder to a 5-rounder
or pin it.
Oh, don't say no. You can't.
Your end block.
Oh, pin the end block.
Yeah, well, you just have to kind of slip it around. And shove it in.
No.
I don't know. No. I don't know. Or just just take a finishing screw and just drive it through the receiver so that the follower only goes down so far. Just do
from
that
the outside. Yeah,
just drill
Robertson
driver through. I suspect things like M1s, they're already exempt. They may just say piss on it and just leave them exempt as they are. Same with the Enfields.
The Enfield.
Yeah, because whatever. They don't want to piss off Grandpa, right? So,
patchwork sounds about right. Patchwork.
Very patchwork. Interestingly enough, just sort of a side note on that. I was reading an article and I have to look it up again, but somebody did a Facebook look to see who's spending the most money on Facebook this election, and the Liberals, by far, the Liberals and Justin Trudeau are number 1 and 2, and then the Conservatives are number 3. The NDP is targeting younger people. The Liberals are targeting older people, and the Conservatives are sort of targeting like sort of mid-range. So that's interesting to see who they're going after.
Yeah, I've only seen the Liberal Party ads, which is interesting. I don't know why they'd even bother with Edmonton West. There's no chance that they're going to win anything here. It's wasted money. They should be targeting better. I'd imagine that their ad agency just isn't very good, or they just have a mandate to spend the money.
They're targeting big cities a lot, is what I read. A lot of them, because
Edmonton West is not going to vote Liberal. It's never going to happen. It's a zero probability.
Good. Good.
Very good.
It should be. Yeah. So interesting to see what they're spending and who they're targeting. Interesting, the NDP, a bunch of their ads got displayed to people under 17 via Facebook. I don't know why they can't vote, but maybe they're just working on the next generation for the next election because they'll be able to vote next time.
Oh, scary idea.
Yeah, but it's interesting to get that sort of man behind the curtain look to see what they're actually up to. And I've seen I've seen no NDP ads. I've seen a couple conservative ads, which isn't shocking because up here they get like 70% of the vote or something ridiculous like that. And I've seen nothing, like all Liberal ads, like probably 20 Liberal ads for one NDP ad, and they're all Justin Trudeau. And I report them all as scams.
Good.
Doesn't do anything. It pleases me. So.
Yeah. Good.
Yep. New gun stuff. Sponsored by Bolt Action Coffee. Slamfire Radio is a band. I'm removing now an ambassador. We've been doing that for a while. So it's not now. No, it's just we're a brand ambassador. So get rid of that, Adriel. There we go.
It wasn't in there in the first place. I don't know what you're talking about.
The spoon is alive.
Dave shows up and he's just chucking stuff out the door.
I'll need my drum for this. The coffee is roasted in small batches and is quite honestly some of the best coffees you can get your hands on. Send it to your house by going to boltactioncoffee.com. Discount code is Slamfire Radio. Adriel, you got the screen share there. You want to do these?
You bet I do. The first one is the APC 308. Let me share screen window. That to one. Yeah.
$600. Oh my God.
That's B&T for you. Yeah.
Sold out. Sorry, you can't buy that anyways, Dave. I know you wanted it, but no such.
Oh, I did want it. They're cool looking guns. I saw somebody took one. They posted on Facebook, and they've got suppressor and all sorts of fancy stuff on it. Looked really cool.
Could you imagine hunting a deer with a $5,600 like semi-auto 308?
That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah.
Heavy, a little bit heavy, 9 pounds.
Yeah, a little on the heavy side. So. Yeah. Anybody actually shot one of these things?
No. I haven't even seen one.
Never held one. No.
That's true. I've never seen one. Yeah.
No, and they've been around for a while, right? This isn't like brand.
Yeah, but there were like better alternatives earlier. Now there aren't. Yeah.
Gotcha. Very shiny.
Yeah, and then this is kind of weird. FN 502. They made a 22 LR version of their pistol. Neat.
Okay.
But this one, it's optics ready. You can put a red dot on it, a slide mount red dot on their 22. That, I don't know if there's a lot of other pistol, like Volquartsen you can get. That's not a slide ride red dot, though. I'm curious how they did that, because they would need a very lightweight slide in order to make that thing cycle with 22. If you put a red dot on there. Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Nice little race gun.
Yeah. Or if you just wanted to like run a gun that was similar to your like regular gun, that'd be cool. Bullseye North, they are selling the UTAS Defense. This is a Gen 4. Yeah, Gen 4 shotgun. $1,000. And that's if you want lots and lots of rounds, and it looks all cool and tactically and whatnot.
They're huge. Looks like a space gun when you're running around the range. Some of that alien.
This is probably yours, Kyle, right?
Yeah. So Timney just released a new trigger for the CZ 457.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the regular CZ trigger is garbage, and you got to take it like from straight out of the rifle and pitch it in the garbage at like high speed.
Don't waste your time.
I'd put this thing in. I know. I mean, most of the CZ guys I know get the Yodave spring kits, but I guess this would be like better parts right out of the gate, right?
Yeah. Oh, cartridge style. Yeah. Adjustable. I think it's adjustable from, and it's interesting. They list it in grams. It's adjustable from, I think, 1,200 grams to over 2,000 grams, and comes set at 1,800 grams for the trigger pull.
Okay.
I don't know what
goes low as just under 2 pounds. Ooh, I like that look.
I don't know what that is in non-communist measurements, but
same.
That's cool. That is sexy. I like that.
Yeah. That's the last one, right?
That is the last one. So on to the main topic. Eugene Stoner, hence our Stoner episode, the 420. What would you do if the CPC get a majority, simplified classification becomes the law of the land, and you can use ARs again? I'd go shoot my AR.
That would be the first one. Yep.
Yeah.
That's our main topic tonight. Thanks, folks.
On September 20th, I'm going to take my AR. I'm going to move it to the front of the safe and get it ready, and then just watch the election results.
I'm going to be holding mine, watching the election results.
Holding it?
About the same, yeah.
Soon you'll be mine.
Yeah.
I mean, my ARs are all completely stripped down. So I guess if they get in, I'd have to build it again.
Okay.
Build them again, 2 of them.
Yeah.
What would I do? I've got a 12-inch barrel. I got a 14-inch barrel. I guess maybe I would make like a little blaster version. And I forgot I had that little blaster. And then a 3-gun rifle.
Yay! What it's meant
wait.
for.
What if the simplified classification is like
Non-restricted.
18.5-inch plus barrel, non-restricted.
Yeah.
18.5-inch to whatever 4-inch or whatever restricted. and then lower than that or full auto prohibited. If it's like that, I might have to get an 18.5-inch upper.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
going off that,
Sion.
Go ahead. There'd be many being built, different barrel lengths, some fun range only guns, and some fun go out to the bush
Coyote.
guns.
Yeah,
Coyote gun. Yeah.
Sion just said in the chat there. Yeah, imagine how many ARs there'd be around if they just made them non-restricted as they should. There would be so many ARs around.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I know so many people who don't have ARs because they're restricted, so they don't shoot competition. They don't
That's a good
care.
point,
So
Yeah. I can only shoot at a range. Why would I get one of those?
exactly,
Makes
and
sense.
realistically,
Like
they're
some
the only reasonably priced tactical rifle out there.
And it doesn't even have to be tactical. Like they are the adult Lego. There is so much stuff you can do to them.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder how many parts there are. Like, if you actually look, how many different parts there are out for AR-15s aftermarket. It's got to be millions.
Accessories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be millions, far more than any other firearm I've ever heard of.
It is very easy that if you build your AR, there is no one AR exactly the same.
It's true.
There's enough parts out there that everyone could build an AR and not a single one of them be the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
So what would you guys build? I'd probably build another 6.5. I would take these things on my Maverick, take them off the Maverick, put them on AR-10.
I'd build build another AR-10 for hunting because I miss my BCL 102. You know, other than getting a hit in the head with the charging handle all the time, it was pretty good. You know, there's that minor caveat, and that was fixed with Raptor charging handle. But I enjoyed, and it was freaking heavy. That was the other problem, and the aluminum was really cold when it was
You need those
10.
covers. You need those rail covers on it. Yeah.
I finally ended up wrapping it with a towel. I was running around in the woods with this thing wrapped with a towel.
Well, I've got paracord on my MCR. I've just got it wrapped with paracord because the cold and because the gas coming out of the gas block, like spraying all over my hands and getting like black thumb and kind of thing from the gas there. So that paracord helps keep that down.
Oh, gotcha.
And for cold.
Yeah, those aluminum handguards.
Yeah.
I'd probably build a 50 Beowulf.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Just cuz.
Just cuz.
I almost built one just cuz, but then I'm like, I don't know. I can't shoot. I've only got one range I can shoot it at. I can't shoot it at the range I primarily go to. I'm like, I just kind of want to build that. I just want to see that mag go into that gun with big fat rounds.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. It's a cool round. Yeah, or a fourth, or what was that other one? That I don't even know.
58 SOCOM, yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at those too, and I was looking at the 224 Valkyrie. I thought that was a pretty cool round. I don't know if they really went anywhere though, did they? I don't know. I don't know anyone who has one.
I had actually been reached out to. There was some guys local, couple hours away, that they were developing something for the 224 Valkyrie and wanted me to test it. And I said, well, I'm going to throw it into barrels and everything. And I never saw an upper to go do that. So
interesting.
It's cool, but I think like 223 Remington is already pretty fast. I just don't. No. You're just burning extra powder for very little gain once you go beyond that.
Yeah, you gotta look at ammo availability.
Yeah, and expense. 223 is super cheap.
Yeah, I shoot my AR-15 out to 1,000 yards, so I was thinking that might actually be handy for that. Get a little extra range out of it because the 223, well, the 5.56 out at 1,000 yards, they're not going very fast. So
yeah,
they can
go around a lot,
fall through the target.
Andrew says all this AR speculation is making me happy. A 6.5 Creedmoor Stag 10 would be on his list.
I would prefer to read it as 6.5 centimeter Stag 10. It's got like a mortar on it.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Just a 65 millimeter. Nothing big,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice. I'd actually be happy at the moment just to get my Colt back out to the range and just shoot a CQB match or a service rifle match with it. Just as it is. I just want to get her out of the safe and do what it's designed for. Kill the most amount of paper in the shortest amount of time possible.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, my WS MCR hasn't been that bad for me really in 3-gun. I don't think that I'm losing that much time with it compared to an AR. But at the same token, I kind of just want to have like a purpose-built competition gun, and the AR is the best platform for that kind of thing. It's got the most accessories. Yeah. It's got the most go-fast parts in terms of the bad lever, and in terms of the mag, or like all the stuff is built to go fast. So I think I'd like to go fast again with my rifle. Yeah.
And so easy to mod, and so many parts, and it's cheap. I mean, build an AR for like $1,000 or less, depending on what you're doing. Like next, what was your MCR worth?
Well, like stock is $1,350, but I've also got a trigger in it and stock on it, and I think that's about it.
I don't know what else you can get. Like the 180s are around 1,000, right, for the stock ones?
Well, there's some options. You can build a fancy 180 now. So you could get one of the new lowers from Spectre Limited or Spectre Ballistics International. They both make different lowers. And then you could get a different stock. I'm most excited about the SBI Zhukov stock adapter and Zhukov stock from Magpul. And then you could get, like, TNA has the fancier uppers that have the coated, I don't know if it's nickel boron or what kind of a coated bolt they have, but they have a different coated bolt that's a little bit fancier. And then you could get an ATRS barrel for it, or you could go to the True North Arms also has the long gas port gas systems. So you could go to a straight up AR barrel rather than getting a 180 barrel. So like you could build fancy-ish 180. Your bolt release is still going to be the lever on the left side. So you're not going to get like a super go fast bad lever or anything like that. But you could build a pretty now. I mean, I'm describing like a $2,000 rifle here, but it's still not a $4,000 B&T APC 223.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
That's a nice rifle, but it's also twice the price.
Yeah, I priced out finishing off my modern sporter, which is actually the one thing I'd be excited for is another influx of AR parts, so I can actually finish building my AR or my ATRS modern sporter. And yeah, that bill was coming close to like $7,000.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go with fancy stuff, well, that's the problem, right? I'm going to get a fancy barrel. Okay, now I got a fancy barrel. I got to get a fancy stock. I got to get a fancy
You can't stop at one fancy part.
Yeah.
There's two words, carbon fiber. Everything.
Yeah. I'm always a little amazed when I'm looking at somebody's AR on the range and I'm like, what's that foreguard? What's that handguard you've got? And then I'm like, oh, that's worth more than my entire AR-15. Wow. Cool.
If it makes you feel better, they soak up the heat. They get real hot. Yeah. Out on a hot day, the carbon fiber just cooks. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's super light and very go fast.
It's really cool. So, yeah.
Or you can just get the sticker. You can get the sticker wrap that looks like carbon fiber and put that on everything. They sell it for like the fake
vinyl wrap
stores. Yeah. Put that stuff on everything.
And it just melts.
Well, going so fast, the carbon fiber melted.
It's like guitar string tight as you shoot.
Yeah, that's true. Melts right on there. I don't think it would work on my IUR though. It'd be a lot of work to get that onto the cheese graters.
Yeah.
Well, that was the joke. Andrew was saying that was the joke. The 6.5 CM.
Yeah. William and Andrew were kind of fighting there over millimeters and centimeters.
It's good, guys. It doesn't matter. Size is not a thing. Just relax. You're perfect.
Feel comfortable.
We're not judging.
Yeah. No. Just keep saying it until it's true. Millimeters. It's okay though. It's fine.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's exciting. Simplified
Absolutely.
classification is. Well, I was talking with someone today, and they're like, what is in the CPC platform that's really interesting?" And there's a lot like variant and that kind of thing. It's like, if we have simplified classification, none of this stuff matters, and it really fixes a lot of the problems of the last 15 years. When you think about like the classifications and the things that have happened in the last 15 years, it's because the CFO had powers they shouldn't have, or the government had powers they shouldn't have had. And they do random weird things going back and forth on, the CZ858 is it a full auto? Is it not? Is the Blaze 47 a derivative of the AK-47?
No.
None of this stuff matters with simplified classification. So
it would be so nice to look at it and be like, oh, black and white, there it is.
As it
I need to determine if this is restricted or prohibited. I get my measuring tape and I put it on the barrel and I know which one it is. Super easy.
And that's how it should be. I mean, it's when you actually start looking at the gun laws, lawyers can't figure out what they mean. The judges can't figure out what they mean. Nobody knows what they mean.
Law enforcement can't figure it out. So.
No. And it's ridiculous. Like that Blaze 47, spoiler alert, not an AK-47 by it just
furniture.
isn't.
The action's completely different. Yeah.
Well, could you imagine trying to tell a 702 Plinkster with the AR furniture on it versus the 715? One of those is prohibited. The other one is not.
Yeah.
You'd never be able to tell. It's completely lost cause. Yeah.
Imagine how happy law enforcement would be if all they had to do was take out a measuring tape. Nope. Oh, look, your selector switch goes in extra position. No. That's dreaming there. That's dreaming there. But just something so simple that they don't have to be a lawyer to try to interpret it.
Or call one of the people at the detachment that knows the stuff. Like that's what they do typically right now is they call in. They're like, I'm looking at this. They're doing this thing. I think it's not legal, but this is such a weird thing.
I've had cop friends call me because they've got somebody pulled over at the side of the road and they're like, is this legal? I'm like, well, he's an idiot, but yes, it's legal. So let him go.
I was talking with RCMB buddies here after the OIC and all the FRT changes, and they said, it's a nightmare because in Grand Prairie, they have one verifier. So they have one person to call to, hey, is this legal or not?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even at that point, it's interpretation.
Now, the good thing about the entire thing is that they very seldom have to deal with legal gun owners ever. So it's generally not an issue. But when you're that one guy, like a friend of mine, I'm like, going hunting with the BCL 102. And he's like, I don't know, man. I'm like, whatever. Hopefully, if I run into a CO, he's not a dick about it and takes my gun because I'll be very grumpy.
Yeah.
Be sad panda.
Exactly. But it should literally just be a gun is a gun, a handgun is a handgun, a rifle is a rifle. Here's what differentiates them. And have a nice day. And we need to get 18.5-inch barrel down to 16 because that's ridiculous. That's just to screw people importing stuff from the States. Because half their stuff down there is it's either 16 or 16.5.
16 is their limit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we should just make it the same. And then, bugger off and leave us alone to have our fun.
That would
Sounds
be
good.
amazing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be ducky. All right. Anybody got anything to say on the stoners?
I guess I'd have to build a gun, but I got all the parts, so.
I think we all agree the gun world is much funner with ARs.
And cheaper.
Yeah.
Cheaper and way more fun.
Yeah.
I'd be building so many different toys.
Oh, if we got simplified classifications, I'd go get my FN FAL back and go buy an AK. I don't like them, but I want one.
I want one.
Oh, yeah. Like if that's in there, definitely AK is in there for sure.
I want one.
And get my FAL back because I miss my FAL.
Mm.
So, And then, maybe converted full auto would be fine then because it's semi-auto. So why is that a problem? So then we could go buy those and then maybe get suppressors in there.
Well, at least provide a special license. There's a little extra background check to get that full auto.
Gun's
Let's
a
be
gun.
realistic. We want it, but let's just be realistic. Like at least it's an extra special license, if nothing else.
Fine. I have to go.
Or if we're gonna dream, then give me concealed carry.
What would you have to do to get
I was gonna say the concealed carry. That's
like
might as well
let me carry a handgun with me when I go out hunting with my bow, please, because
that would be reasonable.
Cabin we're gonna be hunting in a few weeks. There were grizzlies out there this week.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you got eaten, you should stay in the city. That would be the answer. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Wilderness carry actually would be completely reasonable, and there's absolutely zero reason you can't do that if you're outside of town. Zero reason. When I go hiking, I would love to just carry a 22 with me. You're right. I can carry a rifle. Why can't I carry a handgun?
Yeah. Rifles can do more damage than the handgun.
Yeah, I actually have a funny story about that. I had a buddy who we were talking about why you can't fire handguns on private property, and his personal theory is that he's very happy that you can't fire them on private property because you're much more likely to shoot yourself with a handgun than you are with a rifle. So if you shoot yourself, it's actually the government keeping you safe, because if you shoot yourself on a range,
Big
somebody's
Brother,
going to find you. Yeah. And if you're out in the woods and you shoot yourself with a handgun, you're going to bleed to death. So it's actually Pierre Trudeau keeping us safe.
Oh,
thank you.
That's his theory.
I was about to say,
out in the wilderness.
Those words cannot leave my mouth. So,
yeah, I thought that was completely nonsensical. But it's like, okay, man, whatever.
For those people that rely on government to keep them safe, to them it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no reason you shouldn't be carrying a handgun if you want to anyway, but particularly out in the wilderness. Like when we're deer hunting, I'd love to carry my pistol with me. We had to put a deer down a couple of years ago, and it is hard to shoot something safely at really close range with a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really hard, remarkably hard to do. And pistol, it's very simple. Or,
overpowered too. For
exactly.
At close range.
Yeah. Or you carry a 22 for pheasant or whatever.
Yeah. How much did you guys cover ATC carry and the new CFO from Alberta last week?
No, we did not.
So like we got a new CFO for Alberta, and they're a gunny, and they're big time into like Japanese military history. And I can't wait until we get Nambu ATCs. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I mean, like on a more practical level, I guess like certifying ranges a little bit faster, and ATTs and ATCs, I think, are all under the purview of your local CFO
and somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a bill that the Liberals were trying to get through that would say like, hey, your CFO can't do this kind of ATC, but that bill went on pause when they called the elections. So
that's right. Yeah,
still got a little bit of time where we could do some stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Be kind of cool if they started handing them out.
I'll be able to comment on how they are with range approvals soon, hopefully. So
nice. Cool. Yeah, having somebody pro-gun in that job, I sat in a couple of the Ontario CFO meetings with a CFO who was not particularly pro-gun. And I'm thinking, how did you get this job? Because you're essentially in the customer service business and making sure people are safe and doing things properly.
Did you just say a government employee is in the customer service industry?
Well, they should be, because there are servants. They work for us, right?
I hate to break it to you, but
I know that's not the way it actually works.
Service that is the way government means something completely different.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, I think I'm stoned off stoner.
Yep, I've had enough.
That main topic. Yeah.
Listener feedback, sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearm accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. And you can follow him on Facebook and Instagram, but it's French, so I'm not saying it. Just go to his website.
They could probably make you a holster for your Nambu.
Oh,
maybe. And inside the waistband holster for your Nambu.
Yeah. Give him a call. Tell him Adriel told you. And if you can get a Nambu, good luck. Maybe the CFO will just start issuing them.
I'm pretty sure the Alberta CFO has half of the ones that are in Canada.
I was reading about her. Yeah, she got crazy stuff there.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
We have a CFO that has an interview with Ian from Forgotten Weapons.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All the other provinces are right to be jealous.
Yeah.
Bravo.
We are jealous. I don't even know who our CFO is at the moment. I have to look that up. All right. You want to take the first one from Jim there, Mo?
Sure can. Hey, Slamfire crew. It was really cool to meet Kelly and Mo at the Cornwall Mapleseed event a couple weeks ago. The event looked well organized, and I've heard nothing but good things about it from our members. Well done, Kelly and team. Mo, we chatted briefly about Slamfire doing a piece on the other action shooting sport, IDPA, something that I'd suggested to Trevor last year. Our small club's IPSC crew is getting strong, and we've been working hard to grow IDPA. It's a simple and fun sport to get into for newcomers to handguns. Once again, keep up the good work, team. I agree with that.
You need fishing vests, though, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's the fishing vest sport. Or like Hawaiian shirts. Adriel's good.
Don't be Trevor's. Don't be Trevor's.
This is springy. I could flip this over.
Yeah. Well, Hawaii 5-0.
It's fun shooting too. It is.
Yeah.
Do you need the shoulder cross draw holster if you wear something like this, though? Probably break some rules at IDPA.
Sunglasses.
I say IDPA, like they don't allow it in any other competition. I highly doubt IDPA is going to allow that.
The end of the suit jacket.
Don't forget the zoot suit. Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Anyone under 90 years old didn't get
And
that.
again, if you can use a zoot suit, Tommy gun?
Tommy gun. As long as it's concealable. Because I think that's the name of the game with IDPA.
And if we had simplified classification, you could own a Tommy gun. So,
Yay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more prohibs. Yes. Anyway, Kyle, you want to handle one from Dan here?
Sure. As my favorite shooting news outlet, I just wanted to let you know that Canadian Steel Nationals is a wrap. We were able to welcome 114 guns to the match, many of whom were shooting their first nationals and even their first Steel Challenge. Results are up on Practice Score if any of you are curious where the times are at nowadays for Canadian Steel shooters. We have links there. Check it out. Facebook would have been Canadian Steel Challenge Nationals. Adriel, I did see something on the Chaz group that the range is closed for an undetermined time. If you and any others are at loose ends on September 19th, we'd be happy to welcome you down to shoot our 8-stage Steel Challenge. Family, juniors, and new shooters welcome. No black badge needed. We can hook you up with a suitable race gun if you wanted to test out a purpose-built steel rig. That's from Dan.
Cool.
That'd be very tempting.
If it's over $300, it's too good. It's not good enough for Adriel, though.
That's
cool.
awesome. Yeah, there should be. Yeah, there's a lot of crossover between the guys who shoot 3-gun and sport shooting. So I'll let the guys know that event is taking place and encourage them to go check it out.
And if they're gonna throw a $10,000+ race gun in your hands, why wouldn't you take that opportunity?
Because you'd be embarrassed about how poorly you did with it, and you couldn't blame the gun. You'd be like, "Well, it's a perfect gun, but I just suck."
But you do poorly.
It's me.
Really quickly, and that's all that counts.
I can miss really fast.
Exactly. Missing faster than you've ever missed before in your life.
Yep.
The dot's not on. The dot's on.
Yeah.
Let me get my marker. Hold on. There we go. Fixed for you. I saw a guy do that in a match where his red dot went down. He just pulled out a marker, stuck a dot in the middle of it, and shot like that. And it actually worked pretty good.
Yeah, once you figure out where it's shooting,
Yeah. Bink, and kept going. I don't know how he got it. That's glass, I guess. He just wipe it off afterwards. But yeah, that was cool.
Cool.
And it's IPSC. You don't need to be that accurate. Adriel, you want to handle this one from Trevor?
Yeah, this is from Trevor, and he wanted to come on and just give the listeners who supported Officer Frank when the news broke this update, but he couldn't make it on. But we just wanted to say, so again, Officer Frank, who's been on the show a couple of times, passed away suddenly due to cancer. And we just wanted to thank again for everyone for the tremendous support that he showed Francois and his family in their time of need. As many of you know, Francois is the reason that Trevor got into IPSC. He mentored him, helped him get his RPAL, and without him, he wouldn't have become the pain in the ass that he is on the range. That's Trevor's words, not mine. Trevor says he'll love and miss him for the rest of his life, and he hopes that each of you has a Officer Frank in your lives, and if you do, hug them and let them know how important they are to you.
Well said.
Nice. Yeah, well said, Trevor. It's awesome. Yeah, and you should always tell your friends that how fond you are of them, in between making fun of them and mocking every little foible they have, but you should make sure that they know that, they're important and they're good people. So,
Guys, I have something to tell you.
I hate you.
Nice again, Dave.
We love you too, Mo. And all of our listeners, we love you. Even you, Andrew. No Patreon reviews, no Instagram reviews, no Facebook reviews. What? Come on, people. If you would like to email the show, send your emails to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Patreon supporters should receive your patches in the email. If you have not received yours in a month, send an email. And if you'd like to support the show and keep us bringing you quality programming and, so on and so forth, go to patreon.com/slamfireradio. Adriel, what I got for your shout outs there?
Just shout out to the Mapleseed instructors, the IITs that are now instructors, and to Tom for getting on as shoot boss, because now I don't have to be at every event in Alberta. I can take my foot off the gas for some of them. So nice. He did a great job at the event, and I mostly just sat back and it just unfolded. All these guys who are and ladies as well who are super qualified. They can run the events, and I can see and Mo, you would be familiar with this, the Mapleseed style of teaching. If that one you got in your area there, if you went to one in Alberta, it would be practically the same. The consistency is fantastic, and it's one of the things that we strive for at Mapleseed. And I can see with these guys that the consistency is going to continue, and it's really good. It's fantastic. It's a great event. We've got really great core of people that can bring this across the country. I'm really passionate in believing that we need to get more people to be PAL certified, and they need the basics of shooting so that they have a good time. And I think Mapleseed is the best program for getting that done in volume across the country.
Oh, by far. And if you look anywhere else, what does a day of firearms marksmanship cost you? And most of it is based around competition, and most people when they get into it. Exactly. That's what, $50 a day.
I would have paid much more than I paid for that day. It was definitely worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's $75 for 50 if you're military or like Leo or something like that. And if you're a youth, 14 to 18, right now it's free because we have a corporate sponsor out of Ontario that's paying for all the youth memberships this year. So it's awesome. Super reasonable. Yeah.
Who's really the sponsor?
Good. Chantal Levine, I believe. She's a realtor. I believe. I'd have to check my notes.
That's great.
I have it printed in front of me. So when I read it at the start of the day, it's right in front of me.
Okay, there will be a test next week. Bring your notes. Because that's awesome. We should promote people like that. That's fantabulous.
Yeah, anything that grows our numbers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yep. Mo.
My shout out is to the Trudeau campaign hecklers. Keep up the good work out there. You guys are, I like the way you're rattling him, and the smugness seems to be going away. So please keep doing what you're doing, and that's it.
I do find it amusing that, so threatening people, that's not cool. Don't do that. But I do find it amusing that he has practiced divisive politics for the last 5 years. Yes. And keeps saying how inclusive he is, and then divisive and inclusive, and look how divisive I am. And he just keeps saying it. and then he gets people mad at him for being divisive, and then he gets upset and doesn't understand it.
And he's fact based, and then he's now fact based, and then he's a feminist, and he's not a feminist, and he's a hypocrite, and he's always a hypocrite. So
that part's consistent.
Yeah.
I did notice a lot of women in those crowds when I was looking at the shots, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's very.
Mhm.
I am liking that. So, yeah. Take that. Good one, Mo. Kyle, what do you got?
I got nothing this week.
Neither do I. All right. Well, on that note, check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. We're up to 2805 as of August 12th. That's almost a month ago. What are we up to now, Adriel?
I don't know. I don't check it.
You're supposed to be interning. What are you doing?
thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Thousands. We're at
Thousands.
thousands
We
of
just
people like us on Facebook.
exploded.
Just stick like a 10 on the button on the end of that, an extra 0. So give us a review on Facebook. Join the CCFR, of course, and we will see you all next week. And good night, Kelly.
Night, Kelly.
Night,
See you next
Kelly.
week.